1 in 5 Americans have a disability. This is America's largest minority group. Nearly 2/3 of people with disabilities are unemployed or underemployed. There are over 40,000 people in Fremont County. This means that 8,000 community members have disabilities. You can't always tell if a person has a disability just by looking at them. The Business Leadership Network right here in Fremont County helps connect people with disabilities to the employers who need them. Since January of 2011, the BLN has provided 41 high school students with career exploration through employment site tours. 13 high school students had the opportunity of finding mentors and job shadowing. This year, the BLN has hosted 9 community events in which a combined total of nearly 1,000 people were in attendance. The Business Leadership Network has referred 32 community members with disabilities to various local businesses. 19 people found employment through the efforts of the BLN. Here are just 3 of their stories.
My name is Andy Mittich, M-I-T-I-C-H. I work at Bailey Enterprises in the service department at their tire and service repair in Riverton, Wyoming. People who know me for years and years and years, they sometimes call me Magoo. I was known as Andrew Magoo for years, but most times just Andy. My job responsibilities here are to make estimates for car repairs and to help find parts. Before doing this, I wound up burning my toe, which wound up with 2 massive MRSA infections, and I wound up losing the leg. I became unemployed, and then at that particular time, Cindy was called in, and that's how I met her. All in all, she got, after several visits, got a very good history of who I was and what I had done. You know, and of course the good thing is they're checking on your mental attitude towards work and life in general. And of course, I'm always pretty happy no matter what. What Cindy was instrumental in doing was to scout around the different areas or different businesses here in Riverton and found that Bailey's were interested in somebody with my qualifications, and the wheelchair was not an obstacle in what they wanted to have done. You know, being handicapped does not mean that there's things that I can't do. You know, I go to the movies, I enjoy life. I can also help people, you know, diagnose mechanical things with their cars. I may not be able to crawl under it, but I can certainly help them look at things. And provided that the vehicle is up in the air where I can roll under it or at least get at it, yeah, I can still do things. Just because you got a handicap doesn't mean that you just give it up. This job is positive for me because it's you know, it's gotten me out of the house and got me to do something. I mean, the bottom line is America works best when America is working, and that also goes with an individual. You are at your best when you're working. You know, eventually you get old and you become less productive, and I see a lot of people just kind of withdraw from life, and you know, it all has to do with the job. They might grumble and growl at it, but it's important. Humans, by their very nature, want to be productive, whether they like to admit that or not.
Good morning, Riverton Chamber of Commerce. This is Shannon.
My name is Shannon Christensen. I work at the Riverton Chamber of Commerce. What I do here at the Chamber's office is I answer phones, answer questions. If we have somebody come in needing any supplies, maps, phone books, I help them with that. Also, if they just come in town for a day or two, we give them some ideas of where to go and see new things that they might not have seen.
There you go.
Thanks so much.
Before I did this, I worked in the oil field up in Big Piney. Ended up getting hurt, and so now I'm working in the office. I learned about the business leadership through vocational rehab. I was a DVR client, and I was leaving an appointment, and Ted had asked if I'd like to give the BLN a chance. I didn't know anything about it, so I called Cindy, and we set up an appointment, and I worked with Cindy for 9 months. When I first started working with Cindy, I would not answer the phones. I learned how to answer phones, how to talk to people,
All right.
make appointments. Yeah, she taught me a lot. Office work is a lot different than oil field. I had to learn a lot of different etiquette for working with people.
Thank you.
Hope you have a splendid day.
You too, and Merry Christmas.
You too. Keep your fingers crossed, huh?
Yes.
A lot of physical in the oil field, not as physical in the office. Main thing about being employed is I think it gives me a lot of self-esteem that I never did really have before. You know, like I said, I was very physical with my last job, and not being able to do that, I just, you know, just stayed home and didn't realize that I could do certain things. And I've learned a lot, and I've learned that I can do a lot of things that may be new. I'm using my brain a lot more. I definitely feel that I can be a positive influence on people with disabilities because I never knew I could do this. And I'm doing it, and I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm having a lot of fun learning. I do still get scared, I mean, of course, you know, but then I just ask and I find out, and I'm having a lot of fun learning new things.
Great.
Whew, good.
So my name is Janelle S. Putnam, and I am the Program Assistant for the Lander Riverton Business Leadership Network. My job responsibilities are assisting the Program Director. I help do business biographies in the community. We interview businesses to find out their hiring practices and what jobs they have, entry-level jobs they have available. I assist in the planning of our annual events of the Mayor's Leadership Awards and the Festival of Trees. And I also assist in mentorability, which is helping high school students with interviews, job resumes, and job shadowing.
Good afternoon, Business Leadership Network.
I found out about the Business Leadership Network by being a volunteer for 2 years in a row for the Festival of Trees. And my first job actually was handing out beans to the guests to vote for their favorite food vendor for Taste of Fremont County and for their People's Choice Awards for favorite tree. What the BLN has done for me is I had not worked in about 10 years' time, and I remember always being in my apartment looking out my window, wanting to be a part of the world, you know, working, getting out there, being productive. The Business Leadership Network has helped me accomplish my goals in getting back into the workforce. And it's helped me show that just because you have a disability doesn't mean that you cannot be a productive citizen. And I am productive now, and that has made such a difference in my life and my attitude. People who haven't seen me in a while have said that I'm completely different now than I used to be. I'm more open, I have a more positive attitude, and that's a good feeling to have. I know this is kind of a cliche remark, but it comes to the fact that if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know, I think if anybody has an emotional disability or a physical disability or a medical where they don't feel good 9 days out of 10, whatever your disability is, being productive and getting out in the workforce is possible. And I'm living proof of that. And I just want people of all disabilities to know that this is their time to shine now more than ever. And if I've accomplished that for even one person, then I've done my job. Yay!